All right, ladies, let's get into it. Happy Friday. Of course, it is me, Coach V, the New Love Strategist with the New Love Collective. And it is time for our weekly MIT training video. And what I want to do is I just want to talk about the thing that so many rooted and ready, healing, intentional, God loving women are still doing that's actually quietly delaying their love story, perhaps unbeknownst to you. And I want to help you with that. But let me start with the question because y'all know I'm all about questions, right? I want to know, be honest with me and tell me, have you ever stayed with a man because he could be great, even when he wasn't showing up like it? Have you ever kept believing in a man's potential, even while your needs weren't being met? I want you to sit with that for a little bit so that you can reflect and get honest, but don't get angry because old boy is in the past, or those boys are in the past, right? We're going to leave them there. But this is your reminder that you don't have to settle for hope when you were designed for alignment. In this video, how to stop entertaining potential so that you can actually prepare for partnership. I want to help you truly prepare for the relationship that you are praying for. Now, if we were going to actually look at the psychology of potential attraction, because it is a thing, there are things that will draw us to potential in the first place. Let me tell you that I know sometimes it feels good to see glimpses of who a man could become, right? But that is actually tied to emotional validation. I see that a lot in my clients who have unresolved childhood traumas, specifically those who have any type of abandonment issues that they have not yet been delivered from. Because when you see the potential in that man, and if that man eventually changes and become everything that you have actually conjured him up to be, then that is going to validate you emotionally. That is going to do something for the little girl who never got the love, validation that she needed, the woman who was never seen, never really heard. So if you can get that man who is not yet there to become that, that is going to show that you are worthy of something. There are a lot of these childhood trauma patterns that tie into why a lot of us end up being drawn to potential in the first place. Maybe you are someone who's used to fighting for love, fighting for attention, fighting for approval. One of the ladies right now in my breakout coaching program, that is what we have been working on because her childhood, she never really got what was needed from her mother or her father, right? Like nothing ever solidified that she was already worthy, that she already had the value and everything else. So she has actually gone into all of her adult romantic relationships fighting to get a man to love her, to give her attention, or to just approve of her in some way. And then another reason that a lot of us end up being drawn to potential initially is also there's an inner fixer complex. There's this belief that love requires work and like proving your worth, and you have not yet actually disconnected from that. The desire to grow someone often comes from the unmet need to feel chosen, needed, or secure. But it is not your job to grow a man or to build a man or to fix anyone. And here are some of the signs that you might be unaware that you have been dating potential. Maybe you feel responsible for his growth, telling yourself that you know that you have the tools and the spiritual gifts and the mental mindset. You know what it is that he needs. You know that you are able to pray over him and that God will actually do whatever it is so that you can be happy, healthy, and holy with this man. You feel responsible for it in some way. Another sign would be that you're always hoping instead of actually seeing results. If you were to look back at the men that you have dated or the men that you have been seriously involved with, did you already see fruit? Did you already see that that man was, not could be, that he was who and what you absolutely needed? Or were you sticking around because you were hoping that he would eventually become that? Maybe you're one of the ladies who excuse inconsistent behavior with, oh, but he's trying. Oh, but he's been through a lot, or you don't know his story, so I get why he does those things. Look, I am all about offering grace. Y'all already know that, right? I always say, as Christian women, we can't be but so hard on these men. And that is something that I will wholeheartedly stand by, right? We are Christians, we are women of God. We know what the word says about treating others. I feel like today there are so many other experts and coaches and whatever that are just putting all of these demands on men and what they should be doing, and there's like no grace that is being offered. At the same time, make sure that you are not making excuses. Is that man really trying, or is he telling you that you're trying and it's activating something in your nervous system that is making you excited because of the potential in front of you? But if you're honest, you've been waiting for a while now and nothing has changed. There has been no fruit that has been evident of him actually trying. Dating potential will delay your destiny. There's an emotional cost that comes with dating potential, because what you are doing is you are self sabotaging, not even realizing that you are actually delaying your healing process. You're still stuck in the same cycle and pattern of waiting and praying and hoping, even though nothing has changed yet. Another emotional cost is increased self doubt. You find yourself, because again, you're still wishing, hoping, and whatever, but nothing's actually happening, you will end up getting to a point of doubting yourself. Doubting, okay, am I really ready? Am I healed? Is it me? Am I just not worthy? Like, why hasn't he changed? Why has that potential not yet manifested? And you'll start to take it personal because what you see, that capacity and ability that that man has not yet been reached. And now you will put it on you, thinking, okay, that means I'm not worthy. Like you're pretty much tying his transformation to your validation. It's also going to lead to emotional burnout. That is another emotional cost of dating potential. You will be emotionally drained. You will get to that point where being in that dating ship or that relationship pretty much just depletes you emotionally. And then if you don't deal with the emotional aftermath of that, you can find yourself hopping right back into the dating pool or dating another guy or in another relationship, dealing with the same thing, all because you didn't fix what was initially present that even caused you to stay with that first guy to begin with. And then you're going to find yourself developing some type of fear-based attachment. It's not a real healthy connection. It is an attachment where you are attached to a guy because of the potential, and it's all rooted in fear at the end of the day. I think I shared the scripture sometime, maybe either yesterday or Tuesday. I don't know. But Amos 3:3 is another one of my favorites. I know I say that about every scripture, but I love the Bible, where it says, can two walk together unless they are agreed? Or another translation says, can two walk together unless they actually agree to do so? You are not meant to drag a man into alignment. You are meant to walk with a man who is already positioned. You are called to be a partner. You are not called to be a project manager. So you want to make sure that you are doing what needs to be done so that you are no longer filling this position that you really didn't even apply for. It's really the little girl inside of you that's applying for it. But you need to get to a point where you are the one who is speaking for the younger version of yourself that was never validated. Who have you been emotionally building with that you are not spiritually aligned with? Maybe it's in this current season, or it's a man or some men from the previous seasons, and you have not realized it yet. You have also not dealt with it and healed from it, but yet you're currently right now in this season dating and thinking that you are ready for love. We need to put a pause on that so that we can do the work and get you to a healthy place so that not only are the patterns broken, but so that you date better and that you're not consistently and continuously wasting your time in this season of your life. So I want to ensure that you have a strategy to prepare for partnership, okay? First and foremost, you need to clarify your core needs versus your desires. What are those things that you absolutely need at this point in your life? What is that future woman, that healed woman, that woman who is walking in purpose and who is where she wants to be on all levels? What are the things that she needs? What are the things that she needs in a relationship and in a partnership and eventually in a marriage? For you, maybe it's emotional safety. Maybe it's spiritual compatibility. Maybe it's lifestyle alignment. I don't know. It is okay to want whatever it is that you want, but I need you to be serious about getting clear regarding what it is you need. The Right Division workshop will help you do that if you have not already accessed it completely free. thenewlovecollective.com/workshop. You can access it there. I think that's the new domain, thenewlovecollective.com/workshop. All right. Then secondly, I want you to evaluate your access points. Where are you meeting these men? I am all about online dating. Okay, let me just go ahead and put that out there. As an online dating consultant, I love online dating. I help women when it comes to setting up their profiles, walking them through the online dating experience, like literally from setting up their profile all the way to deleting their profile once they have actually met their person. I love being able to do that. I know that right now on Facebook, there are many different Facebook groups for singles and for Christian singles. I am all for it. Some of you are finding yourselves getting sucked into fantasies with men that you've barely even had real conversations with men who have not been intentionally pursuing you. The amount of women who have hopped in my inbox wanting to share screenshots of conversations, or hey, there's this guy in the group and he said this, or hey, coach, what do you think about this? It shows me that they have not been evaluating their access points. It shows me that they are not truly ready to even be entertaining men. Because what I also know is when you are in a place where you are strongly desiring love in a relationship and connection, AKA that strong desire means desperation, especially for those women who have an unsecure attachment style, specifically the anxious preoccupied, it is very quick and it is very easy to get attached to a man who is not even yours. It is easy to get attached to a man who maybe you've not even met, or a man who you've not even really gone on a real date with. You will go and build a whole fantasy when you will realize very quickly that it's nothing but another false alarm. Online dating takes strategy. That's all I can really say. I don't say that to sell online dating coaching services or whatever. I am truly saying that I see why a lot of women have found themselves in certain situations when it comes to online dating because they were not ready for dating to begin with. They were lacking healing. They were lacking self-awareness. There were a lot of things that were not yet done before they signed up for that app or before they joined that group. There are a lot of sharks out there. Let's just be honest. A lot of those men are sharks at the end of the day. And if you have not yet done the healing, that means that you have some fresh wounds from your childhood, from your father, from your ex, and wounds are not scars. Scars show that you have healed. Wounds show there's an area that still needs to be tended to, and you're probably still bleeding a little bit. And we know that sharks love blood. So you need to ensure before you start even thinking about signing up for a profile or doing anything that you are even in a position where you should and could be dating. I digress. Evaluate your access points. Where are you meeting these men? What are you falling for? What are you making space for, emotionally speaking? Are you positioned for the kind of man that you say that you want? Do you even know what kind of man you want? You should if you have done step one, clarifying your core needs versus your actual desires. And then step three, you need to strengthen your standards without shame. Stop confusing compassion with compromise, right? And let me also say, when it comes to having these standards, when you truly have standards and they are in place, if you have a vision, and I already know the ladies who work with me, they are good in this area. When you already have those standards set, you are able to detect immediately what a man is. I'm not even saying what a man is all about, but whether or not that man deserves access to you, whether or not he is someone who is even worthy of you entertaining. Because if you already have the standards, you've already mapped out all the characteristics of the kind of man that you see yourself with. So if you already know that you want a man who's X, Y, and Z, why are you still even entertaining the man who came at you already talking crazy with 1, 2, 3 when it's already showing he does not fit your vision? Why are you still entertaining that man? Strengthen your standards and don't have any shame about it, but make sure that if you're claiming to have standards, that you are abiding by it and you are dating like it. Learn to trust red flags the first time. Don't stay there and wait for them to get painted even redder. Okay, we're not doing that. Your boundaries are not a test. Your boundaries are a mirror. And the right man will not be offended by you having them. If anything, he is going to respect them. He is going to respect you, and it is going to make him come correct at the end of the day. And then step 4, get strategic support. Some of you, you don't need any more content. You don't need any more training videos. You need clarity. You need strategy. You need support. That is where I come in to help you. If you're saying, hey, like, yeah, I've been going around this mountain long enough, it's still the same. I'm still dating the same kind of guys, or I'm still single, or I've had too many fake fantasies, I've had too many false alarms. And it's like, but if you've been one of those people, whether it's social media or whatever else, and you've been consuming all of these things for years now and nothing has changed, then that means you have not changed. You have not changed your strategy. You have not changed your support. It means you're not really ready for what it is that you are praying for and claim to desire. So it's time for you to get strategic support, whatever that may look like for you. Maybe that is going to be coaching. Maybe it is matchmaking. I don't know, but you need something that is going to help you stop guessing and start preparing with wisdom. Listen, you are not too much. You are not asking for too much. You've just been giving too much to men who are never capable of carrying you into your next season. And that is a problem. You are the table. You are the answer to a man's prayer. But preparation requires positioning. Positioning requires support. And I say that only to the women who have been doing it on their own for so long now and they have gotten nowhere, except for more emotionally detached, drained, depleted, frustrated, broken, taken advantage of, whatever. Now, if you're ready to stop entertaining potential, and if you're ready to start preparing for a partnership that matches you and matches your purpose, then you already know I would be honored. I would love to support you through private coaching or matchmaking. Or maybe you're realizing that you're not as rooted and ready as you could be. And I can help you with that also. Either way, let's stop hoping that love finds you and let's start positioning you to receive it. You can use this link right here on your screen to book your love transformation meetup. We can find a day and time to talk next week so that we can actually work together, devise a plan and a strategy so that you can win at love by Christmas. Yes, it is possible, and I will stand by that. The goal, a happy, healthy, holy relationship. So stop entertaining potential, and it is time for you to prepare for partnership. Let's get to it.